Welcome, guys. Welcome to the second episode of Power and Purpose Seat. Today, we will be touching on personal safety awareness techniques for women.
Yes, indeed, because it needs to be talked about. We need to create awareness. Some things you probably already do. Some people don't do them. Some young girls, they just out here.
Doing
They
what
just
they want
need
to do.
guidance. They need help and just from the old heads, which is we're not really old heads, but you know what I'm saying.
I'm
From
not.
the older heads. You are?
I said I'm not.
Oh, okay, me either. But anyway, it's good to create awareness. So when you're outside or wherever you are, you'll kind of keep this type of head so you'll know what to do.
Yeah, we're
in
just
certain
kind of touching on
situations.
because we've had a lot of missing women and children
Yes.
coming up missing. Where they at? Don't nobody know where they at. They just disappear, and nobody is talking about it.
Indeed.
So we
indeed.
have to bring awareness to our young folks, older folks, middle folks, whatever it is.
Exactly. Because sometimes you're in certain places and you feel comfortable. Like I know a lot of people who grew up in the hood, they're so comfortable with their hood, they feel like, oh, nothing will happen. Everyone knows me here or something like that. And y'all know that's not the
Absolutely.
case. You always have to have your head on the swivel. I don't care where you are, what neighborhood you're in. Of course, if you're in the hood, you better really be watching. But I don't care where you are. You could be downtown Chicago. There's more crime happening downtown.
Absolutely.
On the north
On
side.
the north side.
Yes.
It's happening everywhere, guys. So we just kind of want you to pay attention to your surroundings. If you're going to get in an Uber, I'm going to need you to sit behind the driver.
Yes. Sit
That way,
behind
if
the
he
driver.
tries something, hey, you got him.
Sit behind the driver. Indeed, that's a good point. Sit behind the driver because if he's trying to do something to you, he's at a disadvantage because he's driving. So if you're here, he can kind of grab at you, snatch at you. But if you're behind him and he makes a wrong turn, you have the advantage. You can take a weapon, you can grab him, do something to him.
Even if you don't have a weapon, you have a key.
Take
Put
a
that
key.
key in his finger, right in the side of his neck if that's what you have to do.
His ear, the ear is a very good place. This area of the neck, very sensitive. The jugular area, very sensitive. I would suggest going for the ear or the eye. Reach around, just start tearing his butt up.
Anything
do whatever
you
you can
do.
do.
If you have mace, spray them. You just put the phones down.
You act a fool. I mean, act a total fool because it might be your only chance of getting out.
Absolutely.
And trust me, because they're driving, they're at an advantage as far as taking you somewhere. But if you're behind them, you have a little advantage to be able to get out of that jam. I would also suggest that when you get in, you make sure that you check that license plate. Make sure it's him. Check to or him or her. I won't just say him because
they be on the
Exactly.
slick stuff too.
Check the picture. Make sure it's the person. Aside from that, they might just be crazy. It may be registered to them and they just have a problem. So check that anyway, just in case somebody took their Uber and they're using their account.
Absolutely.
But also make absolutely sure that the child safety locks, make sure they're not on.
They're not on.
Make absolutely sure they're
When
not
you getting
on.
in that door, hold on, let me look. Make sure it's
sure.
on off.
If they have a problem
open
with
that door
that,
and close it. Don't get in their
Don't
get in their Uber if they have a problem with you taking it off.
Absolutely. And
Because they're already prepaid, so it shouldn't be a problem like you're gonna dash out the car or something. They're prepaid.
That could be a clue that they're on to something. If they're like, oh, what are you doing? Don't mess with my door. Don't get in that Uber. I don't care how late you are, where you going, just don't do it.
Yeah,
also, if it's 20 degrees, 20 below outside, tell the driver, if the windows are not down, tell the driver, I need a little air. And get a little gap. Make sure you have about maybe this much, maybe 3-4 inches of gap. Let him turn his heat up if he's cold. I don't care. You're the one paying. So that if he starts doing weird stuff, turning and going places you don't want him to go, you can grab that window and you can pull it. And even though windows may be automatic, you can grab a window. If you've ever had a window like slip, you can grab it and pull it and get some more room and be able to get out, scream, do something.
And that'll help because somebody will hear you.
Somebody hear you. You might be able to get it enough to be able to wave your hands, get out.
Hey, get that key, break that window. You don't care. You trying to get up out of that jam.
Okay.
And also, when you outside walking and, you can't have them ear things in your ear. You got to pay attention to your surroundings. They're going to grab you. They're going to do anything.
Exactly.
So take that earbud out your ear, at least one.
Right. Leave one in. If you're walking or working out, you can leave one in, but whatever I got a good ear. and I got a bad ear. Like I can't hardly hear out of this ear.
Okay.
So I can hear enough. So if I'm walking outside or working out or something, I keep my bud in this ear, the bad ear, so I can really hear out of the other ear. Because the music is not that serious. I need to know what's going on around me. So that's really, really important.
If
Don't
you're
just
outside,
have the Beats by
attention.
Dre on. You know, you can't hear nothing with those things on.
And our young folks so busy doing that they got to have both ears in. I was talking to my son the other day. He ain't heard a word I said. He got them in both ears. We in the car for what?
You're right.
For
Exactly.
what? Make it make sense.
And it comes off rude too. I'm not gonna lie. My granddaughter does it too, and I'm talking to her. She's like, "Huh?
You said
What?
something to me?
What? Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you said, hey, we going to McDonald's. They heard that.
Okay.
And then if you're on a bus stop or wherever you at, you put your back against that wall. Don't give nobody a chance to get behind you. If you're
Exactly.
walking, make eye contact, but put that back up against that wall so can't nobody grab you from
Right.
behind.
And if it's not
You're gonna see them coming from the sides and the front.
somewhere, and if it's not a wall, a pole, something to be able to pivot and move and try to see what's going on. Don't let people be behind you, on the side of you. Use your peripheral to see what's going on. Just always be aware. I don't care if it's an old man, an old lady, a woman, because a lot of times as women, we're more comfortable with women. But sometimes
It's a
they're
setup.
the main people in these sex trafficking rings that get the girls in. So you're comfortable around them, and they'll be the one to lure you, and then they take it from there. So you cannot ever be
It's a lot of sex
careful.
trafficking, organ trafficking. It's all kinds of stuff
Mm-hmm.
going on out here. We need you to pay attention. Be aware of your surroundings at all times.
times,
You're going through
absolutely.
a parking lot, pay attention.
park a
Get
certain
off that
way.
phone. If you have to be on the phone, hey, put it on speaker. So if you got the screen and holler where you running from and somebody chasing you,
Something.
somebody can hear you. But
Location.
do not put that in your ear.
Locations. Somebody needs to know where you are at all times.
And it ain't to find out, oh, what she
Someone
doing.
should have your location to know where you are. If they don't, or if you just have trust issues, you don't want people to know where you are, it should be somebody that you should be able to tell where you are. One person should know I'm going XYZ. Just one, somebody, a mother,
Somebody, anybody,
a
your mama,
friend.
your son, your daughter, somebody. Hey, I'm going over to the doctor's office on Roosevelt somewhere. At least you know where I'm at. I'll call you when I leave there.
Yep. it's
You know,
very
just
important.
check it. Because if you come up missing from the time I talk to you from 9 in the morning and I ain't heard back from you at 6 o'clock, I don't know where
Right.
you at because I know you still ain't at the doctor's office.
That's true.
So, you know, just be mindful of what you're doing because that's not it. You know, people are taking the organs
Taking
out
organs,
of one and
yeah.
not trying to be funny, but us, we compatible with a lot of different people.
We are, yep.
So pay attention. You had the little girl out in what's that?
The Dominican.
the Dominican.
What's her? I'm gonna pull her story up. Actually, I pulled it up. Her name. I'm gonna say her last name because I do not want to butcher her first name, and I would.
Yeah.
But her last name is Konaki.
Konaki.
Miss Konaki, the young girl who went missing in the Dominican Republic.
And that's another thing. The young folks with that, I'm sorry to cut you off,
Oh,
but
no, go
young
ahead.
folks, y'all going on vacations, y'all going on trips, y'all going to clubs. If it's 5 of y'all, guess what? In the day, we didn't come up missing because
What was
all
the
5
saying?
of us went to the bathroom
Exactly.
together. We came out the bathroom together. No, you ain't
Heck
leaving with
yeah.
Bob over there. We came
Because
together.
we had
We
a saying,
leaving together.
If we came together,
We
we
leave
leaving
together.
together. And
All
we
of
have
this-
to get back to that. That's important.
And it's so many kids going missing when they going on these vacations.
That's
It-
why, because they out. They like we're gonna do X, Y, Z. We out here to be wild. We out here. You going?
You
with
can be
Joe
wild
Blow.
with the 5 of y'all together.
Look, if you want to hook up with dude tomorrow, the next day, or whatever, that's one thing. But if you came with me,
There
we
you go.
leaving together.
There you
We are
go.
leaving together. And a lot
You're
of
not
times
gonna leave
you
me on no beach.
Right, you drinking and
You
you
drinking
thinking,
and you
go
know
ahead.
I'm drunk. You gonna leave me? Oh, okay.
Mhm.
That happened a couple of years ago too. In a hotel room. What was that?
Oh, that was here. That was in Chicago, the suburbs. It was by O'Hare, wasn't it?
I do not know, but whatever it was, it's happening everywhere. Y'all young folks gotta learn to stick together.
Stick together.
Stop running after some man. Oh, he fine. I'm going to go be wild.
Exactly.
No, baby, that's the crazy one.
And don't
Stay
think
over there
because
with
he
your
fine,
friends.
because you know people think, well, he fine, he can get all the women he want. He won't do nothing to me. Them be the craziest ones. That how they look on the outside don't mean nothing.
That's
I
how
done
they
met
get
a lot
it.
of guys who crazy is I don't know what, and that outer appearance did not reflect what's going
what
on
kind
in
of
their
crazy
head.
they got mentally. We talked about mental in the first segment.
Right.
Now you gotta come on now,
Exactly.
use that a little bit.
Absolutely. So anyway, I want to give my condolences to the Kanaki family. I'm so sorry for the parents and the family members that you don't know where your child is. That's horrible. Your family member, that's absolutely horrible. And my heart really goes out to you
Absolutely.
guys. That's
Absolutely.
absolutely
You're
devastating.
in our prayers, because
Indeed.
that's a lot to deal with. I can't imagine waking up one morning and don't know where my child
Exactly.
is.
You're already worried that they went on vacation, and then to get that call that you're
everybody
already
coming back but your child.
fretting. Exactly.
Girl. I don't
So
know what
anyway,
I
I'm gonna
do.
read the story a little bit. Well, I'm not
In
gonna
case you
read
didn't
it, but
know about the story.
it's a 20-year-old Indian student, last name Konaki, first name Sadiksha.
She messing it
I
up.
just
She's
have
sorry.
to, I'm trying. Anyway, she went on vacation in the Dominican Republic. How many was it? How many? I don't see that part.
It don't say how many people she was with, but it was
Okay.
quite a bit of 20-year-olds with her.
Right. So she was last seen on March 6th at the Rio Republic Resort in Punta Cana town. And I'm just going to paraphrase here. She went missing. She went off on the
Beach.
with some guy. Hey, what's his name here? His name was Joshua Reeb. He was the last person to see her alive. And his story keeps changing. He's saying that they were in the water together, and then they got out, and then he was throwing up. He was sick, and he looked up, and he couldn't find her. Then he said she was in the water. He got out alone. His story keeps changing. So I don't know if they were just both drunk, and maybe he was drunk and didn't know. We don't know what's going on. But anyway, if she hadn't went off by herself,
With
we
a
wouldn't be having
stranger.
this. We wouldn't be having this story right now.
With a stranger again.
Yes, indeed.
So at the end of the day, like she said, if we came together, we leaving together.
We're leaving together.
We can't
That's
sit back
it.
and wait. Oh, well, she going down the street with Billy Bob. No. We all gonna go down the street with Billy Bob then.
Right, because Billy Bob ain't gonna grab 5 people. He can't grab
He can't
5.
grab ours. Somebody gonna run and tell a story.
Right, I don't care how drunk you are. Billy Bob can't handle 5 people, 2 or 3. Shoot.
And again, like it says, we're saying this because they were on vacation, but it happens every single day. We have so many black and brown children, and when I say children, not adolescents, not that teenagers, just period.
Yes.
That's outside all times of night, and then they come up missing, and their parents. Next thing you know, you see it on social media. Hey, have you seen this one? She's been gone for 3 days, or this and that. I don't understand that, but
no. In some cases, it's
we
just
don't
things
know what's
happen.
happening.
Things happen out of your control, and people set you up, and it's weird. But in
they do.
situations that you can control, some things you do have some control over, and that's definitely stay in a group. Why do you think women they go to the bathroom together?
I don't even know if
things
they
we
do
just
that now, though.
I said, well,
I don't know if they could see when we were growing up
We
in the
going together.
'90s. In the '90s, we going to the club.
In the
If
90s,
it's 2
baby,
or 3,
I was a kid. I was a baby in the 90s.
Y'all know she lying, right? Okay. So in the '90s, we go to the club. We all got up from the table and went to the
We did.
restroom.
We absolutely did.
We didn't leave no drinks on no table
Oh,
and
no.
come back to drink them. And see, that's another thing. Y'all got to be mindful of
point.
these drinks. I'm not saying that your friend will hook you up. But if you left that drink with a friend and there's more people at that table and you going to the restroom by yourself, which you shouldn't be
Yes.
doing, don't come back and pick that drink up.
Throw it.
You
I've
ain't
done that
crazy.
plenty of times. I just threw the drink out. No,
Throw
that's
the
okay.
drink out. You didn't want it. Hey, I don't care. You know what? If you want that drink and you low on money and you don't want to buy another one, take it to the bathroom with you. How about that?
And I've done that too.
How
Right
about
in the
that?
store. I don't care how nasty it is. If I want my
It's
drink, I
yours.
will take it with me.
Put your little napkin over it and take it in there with you. Because if you come back out and it's still on that table, I don't know what kind of friends you
It
have.
takes no time. I could be like, look over there and literally have something in your drink.
That's
and
it.
your friend might be drinking and kicking and talking to people, and she might not necessarily
Might
be
not have
paying
paid attention, or she
It's
could not
quick.
be your friend.
That's true.
So,
That's true.
yeah, y'all kiki and hollering and all of this and that, but you never know whose mental is not right.
And speaking of friends or so-called friends, I've been a nurse since 2008, and primarily my whole career I've been dealing with psych, mental health, psych, people who are schizophrenic, bipolar, the whole 9. And you will be surprised how many of my patients actually went over the edge because a friend put something in their
In their
drink,
drink, and they
spike
never
something
right.
of theirs. They were jealous of them, and they did something to them, and they would have never. Of course, you would never think that because you wouldn't trust them, you wouldn't hang out with them. So you really got to be careful. You
careful.
really do.
Don't drink
Just
it.
keep your drink with you, unless
you-
it's
if
a
you
lifelong
can't,
friend.
that's
Like
it.
Mary, I don't think you'll do that to me.
I'm gonna hook her up.
She might. I don't know.
I'm gonna hook her up.
She
And then I'm
might.
gonna steal her flowers.
She might. I don't. She might. I might get you back too. I don't
You ain't
know.
gonna get me back because I'm not a drinker.
I can put it in your. I guess if I can put it in your water, girl.
Look, y'all, see
Oh,
this?
Don't say, I shouldn't
The
have
top,
said that.
the top, yeah. Put tops
I
on y'all
shouldn't have
drinks.
said that.
What
Yeah.
you say?
I said I got stuff I can put in your water you wouldn't taste.
See,
But
but she's telling the truth. It can
Yep.
be done. I would never. She would never do that to me, and I would never do that to her.
Absolutely.
So at the end of the day, we joke and play like we always do,
Mm-hmm.
but we just trying to keep it real for you because it's people out there that will do this
they will. I'm telling
all
you,
day,
it's happening.
every day.
It's happened to too many patients, not just one or two. I'm talking about a good amount of
And
patients.
these
who
people never write again.
that happened
They
to.
never
No,
write
they
'cause you
never
done
write.
slip them a Mickey because you want to see what they gonna do. They think it's funny. Some of them
Some
not
of them
doing
do
it
think
to
it's-
harm you.
that's true.
But they think it's funny. And
Yep.
it's not funny because your chemical balance and whatever they done
don't
put
know.
in there, you don't know what's gonna happen to you.
There's
So
one
y'all
guy
gotta
in
do a little
particular.
better.
They put something on his marijuana just to probably see him tweak out so they can get high and laugh. And that man, he went crazy.
And never come back.
He been in the system ever since, and
See?
that was years.
See? Never come back to normal. So y'all pay attention, be aware. We're just trying to bring awareness to our communities,
Yes.
to everybody out there in our social media that's subscribing and pushing
Mm-hmm.
the button to us. We just want you to be aware of your surroundings, pay
At all
attention.
times.
Again, this here, if you left it on the table, leave it there.
Just leave it. Drink is not that serious.
It's not. It's not. And don't get so sloppy drunk that you don't know what's going on.
That's true, because that's the problem too. You think, oh, I'm good, I can handle my liquor, and you just sometimes one day you might be able to handle 5 shots, and the next time you
Two
can't.
gonna take you
You
out.
didn't eat or whatever. You're not hydrated. You're tired. So you just have to really, really be careful.
And
really.
that's another thing with the girl that's missing in what she had?
Dominican?
In the Dominican. They had video of her on the side throwing up. If your friend see you on the side throwing up and don't come to your rescue to say, hey, again, get a new circle. Stop going on
I'm
vacation
telling
with
you.
that. Because if my friend is over there throwing up, okay, friend, you cut off.
That's
Somebody
it,
could have slipped her
exactly.
something at that point and made her throw up. We don't know. But if I see you and I see you off balance and you're throwing up and this and that, come on, we going to the room.
And
We
that's
could have put
happened.
you in this room. We gonna sit here until you feel better. We gotta find out what's going on. She could have just been drunk.
Maybe,
But
in any case,
we
it's
don't
time
know,
to do
so we gonna.
something.
You have to intervene. If you that sloppy drunk, come on, we ain't doing this
That's
today.
it.
We going to get up and we going. Come on,
And it's tricky
friends.
too. It's kind of tricky because then you're really depending on other drunk people.
Other
to
drunk
take
people
care
to
of you.
take care of you.
And
So
it
this
can
is
be
why
tricky.
you don't get drunk
It
like
can be
that.
very tricky. One of our friends, our mutual friends who've been around forever, one of my best friends, she used to have to take care of me when I got drunk. I was the fool. I'd be the one drinking, sloppy, running down the street, or just acting a fool. And thank God I had her to look after me because I could have been in a bad situation, but she could not get as drunk or crazy. She wanted to get watching over me. And that was good. I had a friend like that because who knows,
she
I might
knew
not
you
be
was gonna
sitting
do it.
here right now.
Yeah,
And it was one time we were in the club and I was in the bathroom throwing up.
See?
And she got me in the car and we went home. It wasn't like she just said, "Oh, lay over there or sit over there. I'm gonna keep kicking it." No, it was time to go. It's
Time to
time.
cut off. It's time to go. You ain't right, and I ain't that right to take care of you. So yeah, I'm gonna
Exactly.
need you to y'all come on now. We gotta do better. We gotta do better.
Absolutely.
It don't even make sense to be outside that sloppy drunk anyway.
It's not that
If you
serious.
gotta get that sloppy drunk, I'm gonna need you to stay home.
Right.
Drink all you want. Go to sleep.
You
wake
can be
up.
drunk as you want in the house, pass out on your bed or your couch.
and
Call
wake
it
up
a
the
day.
next day. You all right. But make sure lock them windows, lock them doors, because you don't know who might be trying to come in.
That's true.
We know you in there having a good time and she get real drunk and she pass out. Yeah, let's go in because she always leave this door unlocked or this window unlocked. Make sure you lock all that stuff. Make sure everything is in order.
Yes. And we're not saying we don't want you living your life paranoid, but just be aware.
Aware.
It's the awareness of it, just always in the back of your head. have that
Absolutely.
awareness.
On that note, we're going to end this podcast for this week.
Yes.
Hopefully next week we may be live. We're not making
Exactly.
promises, but
Yeah, that would be
hopefully
good.
next week we'll be live. Make sure you subscribe to our channel.
Hit the bell so you can get all notifications. We're going to do an episode at least once a week. And we're also going to go live. We're going to do both. Maybe two. Maybe.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We're
But
going
anyway,
to let God lead us to where we need to be.
that's right.
Because
So
we're not sure where we're going, but
yes. And if
He
you guys
knows.
have any suggestions, anything that you want us to touch on or talk about, leave it in the comments. Make sure that you comment just anything that you may want to say on the topic or any tips or tricks that you may have to be safe out here in these streets.
absolutely. And if you're not concealed carry, get concealed
Oh, yeah.
carry. We need it for now anyway. With that fool we got in office, I'm going to need y'all to go and get you a
Point
concealed
blank,
carry.
period. Point blank, period.
That's it. That's
Point
it.
blank, period.
You know,
need
hey.
that. If you're in a place where you can have concealed carry, like in Chicago, we can have concealed carry. Some places you can't. Whatever the laws of your state are,
That's
just
what
look
you need
into
to
it.
do.
And if you can't carry a gun, get a big hammer.
And if you don't know
It's
where
something.
to go in Chicago, put it in the comments. I'll make sure I get back to you and tell you exactly
yeah.
where to go.
Okay, that's good.
I have plenty of people. I have different. I got you.
We
Just
have
let us
resources.
know.
We have
Plenty of resources. So on that note, again, we're gonna end this
Yes,
with
thank you guys
thank
for
you guys
watching.
for watching.
We appreciate you.
We
and
do.
definitely subscribe and hit the bell and comment if you so choose. And thank you, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.